Right now, somewhere in America, a dealership manager is staring at their lot and realizing something terrible. The cars aren't selling, not at full price. Not even close to full price. And if they don't move these vehicles this week, they'll have to cut prices even deeper next week. This is happening at hundreds of dealerships. Thousands, actually, all at the same time, all desperate, all watching their margins disappear like sand through fingers. The automotive industry wants you to believe this is a normal market correction, a temporary pricing adjustment, a strategic repositioning after unprecedented demand. They're lying. What's really happening is a controlled panic. Manufacturers are drowning in unsold inventory, dealerships are hemorrhaging cash. And the only solution left is to practically give cars away just to keep the lights on. I've got access to internal documents, dealer communications, and financial filings that show exactly which 15 car brands are in the most serious trouble, and I'm about to expose them. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night about this situation. When you cut prices this aggressively, this fast, you're not fixing the market. You're destroying brand value. You're telling consumers that these cars weren't worth what you were charging. You're admitting that your entire business model broke. And once consumers figure that out, no amount of discounting brings the trust back. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll understand that this isn't just about cars getting cheaper. This is about which automotive brands are going to survive the next 5 years and which ones are headed for extinction. And some of these decisions being made right now in corporate boardrooms? They're already planning exits. They're already preparing to disappear. Let's start with number 15. Number 15 Nissan car. Nissan was supposed to be different. Nissan was supposed to be the reliable alternative. The Japanese brand that delivered without the premium price tag. When Nissan entered the luxury market with Infiniti, when they launched the Altima as a Honda Accord competitor, when they built the Rogue into one of America's best-selling crossovers, there was a real sense that Nissan understood what customers wanted. Then the transmissions started failing. The continuously variable transmissions, CVT technology. Nissan spent years telling customers this was the future. Smoother acceleration, better fuel economy. Advanced engineering, it was going to be their competitive advantage. Instead, it became their greatest liability. Owners started reporting transmission failures at 80,000 miles. The reputation lives on social media. It lives in owner forums. It lives in family conversations. By 2024, Nissan dealers were panicking. Inventory was overflowing. Customers weren't walking in. The ones who did. They weren't buying at manufacturer's suggested retail price. Not even close, dealers started cutting. 20% below MSRP became standard, then they added hidden incentives on top. Cash rebates appeared, financing offers got aggressive. 0% for 84 months, no money down, whatever it took. Nissan executives made a strategic choice, stop chasing individual retail customers. That market was lost. Instead, focus on fleet sales. Rental car companies, commercial buyers, volume at any price. Right now, more than 40% of Nissan's sales are fleet vehicles. That's double what Toyota does, double what Honda does. When those rental vehicles hit the used car market, they'll be worth less because they're Nissans. They'll compete directly with new Nissans. New Nissans will need even bigger discounts to sell. It becomes a spiral. Nissan didn't fix their problem. They just ensured it gets worse every year. Number 14 Chevrolet car. And this one's harder to explain because Chevy is American. Your grandfather probably owned a Chevy, your parents did. Chevy trucks built America. Chevy muscle cars defined a generation. The brand was part of the national story. That's what makes this so difficult to watch. General Motors loaded Chevy dealerships with inventory like they were preparing for a boom that never happened. Lots across the country were packed with Silverados and Equinoxes. More vehicles sitting on dealer property than customers buying them. So Chevy started discounting. But here's what makes this worse. The discounting didn't stay regional, it escalated. Dealers in different cities started cutting harder to outdo each other. Showroom wars broke out, employee pricing for everyone. Month after month, no end in sight, aggressive discounting sends a signal to the market. A message that says your cars aren't worth full price anymore. The moment that happens, resale values start falling. Used car buyers think, if a new Chevy needs a $15,000 discount, then a 3-year-old Chevy should be worth significantly less. If the used car is worth less, the new car should be discounted even more. The cycle repeats downward. Chevy vehicles now retain 7% less value than comparable Toyota and Honda models. Thousands of dollars in depreciation that wasn't there before. But the real damage is multi-generational loyalty dying. Families used to pass down brand loyalty like inheritance. Your dad bought a Silverado in 1989. You bought a Silverado in 2010. Your kid was going to buy one in 2035, except that that's not happening. Children and grandchildren of Chevy families are shopping Korean and Japanese brands now. They're breaking the chain. One Midwest dealership owner said over 40% of his historic Chevy customers now drive competing vehicles. That's not a sales problem, that's extinction. Number 13 is Jeep car, and this one hurts because Jeep meant freedom. When you heard Jeep, you imagined adventure, desert, mountains, the idea that you could go anywhere and do anything. Jeep wasn't selling vehicles. It was selling an identity, a lifestyle, a promise. The brand meaning was so powerful that people would pay extra just to own the logo. Then warranty claims started rising. Not cosmetic problems, mechanical failures. Transmission problems, electrical systems that weren't reliable. Components failing faster than they should. J.D. Power started dropping Jeep's reliability scores. Eventually, Jeep landed in the bottom quartile of all brands. A Jeep the Freedom Machine, the off-roader now rated as less reliable than economy cars. Owner forums that used to celebrate adventure stories became repair horror stories. Dealers saw something the public didn't. Lease returns started coming back early. Customers walking away from vehicles they were supposed to purchase, choosing not to buy out their leases. Traditionally, Jeep owners loved their vehicles so much that they'd convert from leases to ownership. That's how Jeep made money on leases. But now customers were abandoning them. Jeep responded with discounts. 15% off Grand Cherokees. Stacked incentives, rebates on top of rebates. Dealerships cutting prices on vehicles that used to have waiting lists. It didn't work. You can't discount trust back into existence. Number 12 is Ford car, and Ford's situation is complicated by a recall tsunami, not one major recall, a constant stream. Electrical issues on new vehicles, transmission glitches. Software problems on the F-150 Lightning. Roof leaks on the Bronco that was supposed to be Ford's comeback story. Every time Ford tried launching something new, something went wrong. The Bronco was supposed to capture an entire generation. It was supposed to compete directly with Jeep. Ford invested heavily in the brand. The press was excited, the market seemed ready. Then customers started reporting roof leaks, water coming into the cabin. Ford delayed production, reworked the design. But the damage was already there. The Mach-E, Ford's electric SUV that was supposed to establish the company as a serious EV player, faced software glitches and charging issues. Vehicles that wouldn't charge properly, updates that broke functionality instead of fixing it. The electric vehicle that was supposed to impress early adopters instead disappointed them. Even the F-150, the best-selling vehicle in America for decades, started facing inventory problems. Dealers overstocked on non-hybrid trims they couldn't move. For months of F-150 inventory. An eternity in the truck business, a clear signal that demand was softening. Ford's response has been price cuts, massive ones. On vehicles that once commanded premiums above MSRP, the pattern is always the same, quality problems appear. Recalls follow, trusty roads, prices need to fall to compensate. Falling prices signal that the brand is in trouble. Consumers believe that signal and brand value evaporates. Number 11 is Mazda car, and Mazda's problem is more subtle. Mazda makes good cars, genuinely good cars, drivers love them. Automotive press loves them. Consumer Reports ranks Mazda among the most reliable brands. The vehicles are well designed, the engineering is solid. The driving experience is engaging, but nobody talks about them. Mazda decided to move upmarket. They wanted to be the Japanese BMW, premium positioning. Higher prices, refined interiors. Sophisticated styling, the strategy made sense on paper. In reality, it created a gap. Budget-conscious buyers who loved Mazda's value couldn't afford the new prices. Luxury buyers were skeptical that Mazda could deliver true premium credentials. Mazda got caught in the middle, too expensive for mainstream buyers and not prestigious enough for luxury buyers. Dealer lots started filling with inventory. See X to 50 models, see X to 90 models. Vehicles with critical acclaim and zero customers. Day supply of inventory exceeding industry averages by nearly 30%. Mazda increased incentive spending by 47% year over year. Models that received awards are now carrying discounts of $3,000 to $5,000 below MSRP. 0% financing for 72 months is now standard, not promotional. Profit margins are eroding. The core issue is that Mazda's value proposition disappeared. Korean brands offer more technology for less money. Japanese rivals have stronger reliability reputations. Mazda's excellent driving dynamics matter less to consumers focused on technology and value. Mazda is trapped between two markets, belonging fully to neither. Number 10 is Volkswagen car, and Volkswagen's comeback is stalling. Dieselgate damaged something deeper than sales figures, it damaged trust. JD Power studies consistently rank Volkswagen below industry average for dependability. Electrical systems fail, infotainment systems malfunction. The quality issues persist despite the company claiming they've fixed everything. The reputation for honesty never recovered. Volkswagen's electric vehicle strategy is supposed to be their redemption story. The ID series, new platform, new technology, going to change everything. Except the ID for face software delays. Software issues that should have been resolved before delivery. Customers bought vehicles with incomplete features. Updates that broke other functionality instead of fixing problems. Early adopters, the most important customers, felt betrayed. Volkswagen's traditional positioning above mainstream brands is eroding. The Tiguan and Atlas now require thousands in discounts to move off lots. The premium they once commanded is gone. Underlying everything is the Dieselgate hangover. The emission scandal faded from headlines, but brand trust stayed damaged. Consumers remain skeptical about Volkswagen's corporate ethics and engineering honesty. That skepticism requires larger incentives to overcome, creating a vicious cycle of discounting that erodes brand value and destroys profitability. Number 9 is Buick, and Buick's existence has become theoretical. Buick is an American brand with genuine heritage. Over a century of history, once the darling of American luxury. Now it's a brand that most people under 40 don't even recognize. The inventory dependency is destroying dealer economics. Buick models sitting on lots for months, Encores and Envisions collecting dust. Models that haven't seen significant redesigns in years, leaving them technologically and aesthetically outdated compared to rapidly evolving competitors. General Motors has made it clear through capital allocation that Buick is not a priority in North America. Investment has been cut by over 60%. Product development is minimal. The company is essentially maintaining Buick to support its success in China, where the brand still carries prestige. Marketing research reveals the brutal reality. Among car buyers under 40, Buick registers near zero consideration. The average Buick buyer is now over 60 years old. A demographic reality that threatens long-term viability regardless of current sales. Dealers are practically giving Buick vehicles away. 25% discounts on new Enclave models. Discounts typically reserved for discontinued vehicles or brands exiting markets entirely. Finance offers include 0% for 84 months plus cash allowances exceeding $5,000. Industry analysts predict that Buick will eventually face consolidation pressure within GM's crowded SUV portfolio. Buick models overlap significantly with GMC and Chevrolet offerings that generate higher volumes or better margins. In boardroom discussions about GM's future, Buick increasingly appears redundant. Without a clear value proposition, without a distinctive technology advantage, without a unique styling direction, Buick risks becoming automotive wallpaper. Present but unnoticed in an increasingly crowded marketplace. Number 8 is Infiniti, and Infiniti's luxury promise has lost its spark. Once positioned as the innovative Japanese alternative to German luxury, Infiniti now suffers from innovation stagnation. The QX50 runs on a platform from 2013, the Q50 dates to 2014. The flagship QX80 rides on architecture from 2010. Competitors have undergone multiple complete redesigns. Infiniti updated the same products incrementally. This product neglect created a technology gap. While Lexus, BMW, and Genesis invested heavily in electrification and autonomous driving, Infiniti fell behind. The brand that once pioneered round-view monitors now plays catch-up. Most damaging is Infiniti's complete absence from the luxury electric vehicle conversation. While Mercedes and Audi launch comprehensive EV lineups, Infiniti offers vague promises of future products. This technological irrelevance led to discount dependency that damages luxury credentials. Premium vehicles traditionally command strong pricing based on desirability and exclusivity. Infiniti resorted to deep price cuts that position it as the value option in luxury. Lexus entered the American market at the same time as Infiniti. Both were Japanese luxury alternatives. Their trajectories diverged dramatically. Lexus established clear brand values around quality and reliability. Infiniti cycled through multiple brand identities without settling on any. Lexus became unquestioned premium. Infiniti became increasingly marginalized. The dealer network is collapsing. Multiple Infiniti retailers abandoned standalone facilities for shared showrooms with Nissan to reduce overhead. Showroom traffic declined over 60% in 5 years. Some locations see fewer than 10 potential customers per day despite being in affluent areas. Over 35% of Infiniti dealers operated at net loss in 2023, surviving only through service revenue on existing owners. Without dramatic reinvention and massive investment from a financially strained Nissan, Infiniti is headed toward discontinuation like Saab and Mercury before it. Number 7 is Chrysler Car, and Chrysler's situation is almost surreal. Chrysler was once a pillar of American automotive history. Now the brand relies almost entirely on one vehicle, the Pacifica minivan. A single model carrying the weight of an entire brand identity. From a company that produced full lineups of sedans, coupes, and crossovers, Chrysler now offers essentially one vehicle in different trim levels. A staggering fall for a nameplate that helped build American automotive pride. This product scarcity creates dealer network strain. Dealerships depend on variety to attract different customers. With just the Pacifica, Chrysler dealers share facilities with Jeep or Dodge, further diminishing brand distinct identity. Parent company Stellantis created confusion by hinting at contradictory futures for Chrysler. Sometimes positioning it as electric-focused, other times as luxury, occasionally as mobility services. Strategic confusion paralyzes product planning and investment needed for revival. Dealer desperation reached extremes. Aggressive financing deals and massive rebates are the only way to move Pacificas. Some offering $10,000 plus off MSRP just to avoid storage costs. The average Chrysler Pacifica sells for 18% below sticker price. Financing offers include payment deferrals of up to 120 days, standard rather than exceptional. As dealers struggle, some registered vehicles in their own names to collect manufacturer bonuses, then sold them as demonstrator models at significant losses. Industry insiders confirm the corporate death watch is underway. Internal Stellantis documents reveal the company declined to approve significant platform investments for Chrysler-branded products beyond 2026. Manufacturing facilities producing Chrysler vehicles saw renewal budgets slashed over 60%. Even Chrysler's electric vehicle roadmap appears theoretical rather than practical. Promised models continuously get delayed or described in increasingly vague terms. The heritage lie became transparent. Number 6 is Jaguar car, and Jaguar's electric gamble turned into catastrophe. Jaguar positioned the I-Pace as its volume seller and future cornerstone. The vehicle won numerous design and engineering awards. Luxury publications praised it. Industry experts thought it was going to compete seriously with Tesla Model Y. It moved fewer than 2,000 units in North America. That's a fraction of what Tesla Model Y sells in a single month. A vehicle that Jaguar positioned as revolutionary, that they invested billions developing and marketing, that was supposed to redefine the brand, became a commercial failure. North American sales collapsed to multi-decade lows. Year-over-year declines exceeding 40%. The brand that once sold over 30,000 vehicles annually in the US now struggles moving 10,000 units. Some months record fewer than 500 deliveries nationwide. Dealers entered full liquidation mode. Major dealer groups offered discounts of $15,000 to $20,000 below MSRP on new models. Discounts previously unheard of in luxury space. Financial disclosures revealed Jaguar's per-unit profitability declined 43% in 3 years as incentive spending skyrocketed. Some dealers resorted to registering new vehicles as demonstrators, then selling them as nearly new with massive discounts to avoid manufacturer restrictions on new car pricing. Reliability problems continue undermining luxury positioning. High warranty claims for electrical and infotainment systems prove luxury pricing doesn't guarantee luxury quality. J.D. Power data shows Jaguar vehicles experience 30% more problems in first 3 years compared to luxury segment average. The I-Pace proved particularly problematic with software issues and battery management problems leading to expensive warranty claims. The brand's luxury credibility loss accelerated after years of strategic missteps. Once mentioned alongside BMW and Mercedes, Jaguar now gets compared to Genesis or Infiniti. Consumer surveys reveal affluent buyers under 50 rarely include Jaguar in consideration sets. Many express uncertainty about what Jaguar stands for. Without decisive action and massive investment from Tata Motors, Jaguar appears headed for market exit. Not a gradual fade, an actual discontinuation. Number 5 is Acura car, and Acura's struggle reflects Honda's luxury division facing an identity crisis. The brand faces differentiation failure. Models like RDX and TLX lack clear advantages over Honda's siblings. When consumers can get 90% of the Acura experience in a higher trim Honda for thousands less, the value proposition collapses. The RDX versus CR-V comparison shows feature parity never been closer. This problem is exacerbated by technology lag. Premium buyers view Acura's tech packages as outdated compared to competition. Infotainment systems, driver assistance features, connectivity options lag behind German and Korean luxury alternatives. In an era when technology defines luxury, Acura's offerings feel derivative rather than innovative. Financial pressures triggered incentive creep across the lineup as luxury segment competition intensified. Models that once sold near MSRP now require thousands in incentives. Average incentive spending increased approximately 30% over 3 years, signaling weakening market position and eroding pricing power. Acura occupies an increasingly untenable middle ground between Honda reliability and genuine luxury experience. Without engineering distinctiveness that defined early Acura models like the original NSX, today's lineup struggles justifying premium pricing. Caught between mainstream Japanese efficiency and authentic luxury, Acura satisfies neither value shoppers nor luxury seekers. Number 4 is Fiat car, and Fiat's retreat from America is nearly complete. Fiat returned promising Italian style and European sophistication. They delivered disappointment instead. The sales volume disaster is impossible to ignore. North American sales remain a tiny fraction of projections. In 2023, Fiat sold fewer than 1,500 vehicles in the United States, a number so low that niche luxury brands like Bentley and Lamborghini moved more units. Initial projections called for 50,000 annual sales by 2014. They never came close. The sales collapse forced unprecedented discounting. Some dealers offering 30% below MSRP just to move aging inventory. Service infrastructure completely collapsed. Parts delays stretch into months. Customers get stranded with undrivable vehicles. This reliability nightmare destroyed fleet partnerships and repeat customer loyalty. Major rental companies purged Fiats from their fleets after experiencing higher maintenance costs and lower satisfaction scores than almost any other brand. The limited dealer network means many owners travel significant distances for warranty service. Fiat's desperation led to gimmick pricing that would be comedic if it weren't so revealing. Buy one get one financing deals, employee pricing for everyone. Free maintenance for vehicle lifetime in some markets. These aren't creative marketing tactics. They're actions of a brand in full corporate panic. Internal documents show dealer allocations reduced 70% since 2019, a sign that even the manufacturer gave up on meaningful volume. Consumer Reports consistently rank Fiat among the least reliable automotive brands. Problems ranging from transmission failures to electrical malfunctions. The average Fiat 500 owner reports nearly twice as many problems in first 3 years compared to segment average. All evidence points toward market exit. Stellantis executives rarely mention Fiat in discussions of North American strategy. Dealer agreements are being modified to ease potential separation. After multiple relaunch attempts and billions invested, the Italian brand is poised for complete withdrawal from the US market. Number 3 is Mini car, and Mini's cool factor is wearing off as retro appeal fades. The demographic shift is brutal. Younger buyers are abandoning small cars for crossovers and electric vehicles. Urban millennials who embraced Mini's quirky styling are now starting families and choosing larger, more practical vehicles. Gen Z shows minimal interest in Mini's nostalgia-based design language. Current owners increasingly face high maintenance costs. Ownership expenses for what many see as a niche novelty. Despite BMW ownership, many vehicles require premium maintenance schedules with costs exceeding mainstream alternatives by 30 to 40%. As these costs spread on owner forums and social media, potential buyers are increasingly deterred. Dealers face aging inventory, new cars sitting on lots longer than ever. Mini's day supply of inventory exceeds segment averages by nearly 40%. Some dealerships report 6 months of inventory for certain models, forcing significant discounting that undermines premium positioning Mini tried to maintain. Mini's retro-cool identity, once greatest strength, now feels increasingly dated, an era focused on electrification, connectivity, and autonomous features. Without compelling technological or performance advantage over competitors, Mini risks becoming an automotive fashion statement from a previous era, still recognized but no longer desired. Number 2 is Genesis car, and Genesis faces luxury market saturation despite creating objectively excellent vehicles. The Korean luxury brand encounters resale value pressure with values trending below premium competitors despite design praise and quality advantages. 3-year residual values lag approximately 8 to 12% behind established German rivals, a gap that makes leasing more expensive and total ownership costs less competitive despite lower initial purchase prices. This value challenge necessitates quiet incentive growth. Industry analysis reveals growing dealer support and manufacturer incentives hidden in complex lease calculations. Financial supports help move metal today, but potentially undermine long-term brand value and pricing power. Parent company Hyundai responded with expansion slowdown, re-evaluating dealer network growth and long-term profitability targets. Original plans called for over 100 standalone Genesis dealerships by 2023. Current projections suggest fewer than 50 dedicated facilities, tacit acknowledgement that volume expectations were overly optimistic. The fundamental market positioning challenge remains. Genesis struggles establishing clear luxury credentials against established rivals with decades of brand equity. Despite winning numerous automotive press awards and creating genuinely competitive products, Genesis faces consumer skepticism about long-term value, service experience, and social status. In the image-conscious luxury segment, objective product excellence alone cannot overcome subjective brand perception deficits that take decades to build. Number 1 is Cadillac car, and Cadillac's electric gamble could determine whether America's most iconic luxury brand survives another decade. The production delay disaster surrounding the Lyric launch hurt crucial initial momentum in the electric vehicle space. While competitors established market positions, Cadillac's first dedicated electric vehicle faced multiple delays and limited availability, squandered early adopter enthusiasm and media attention that might have repositioned the brand as a technology leader. These delays created dealer confusion, showrooms caught between flashy marketing promises and slow delivery reality. Some dealers invested millions in facility upgrades accommodating electric vehicles only to wait months for deliverable inventory. This disconnect between corporate messaging and on-ground reality strained the already tense relationship between Cadillac and its dealer network. More concerning is customer skepticism among traditional Cadillac loyalists doubtful of all-electric transition. Market research reveals fewer than 30% of current Cadillac owners express interest in electric vehicles as their next purchase, a devastating statistic for a brand betting its entire future on rapid electric vehicle adoption. Customers supporting Cadillac through decades of ups and downs are precisely the demographic most resistant to electrification. This creates enormous brand transformation risk. Cadillac bets its entire future on electric strategy that may alienate core buyers before attracting new ones. Unlike European luxury brands that can balance electric transitions with continued internal combustion offerings, Cadillac committed to full electrification on an accelerated timeline. This all-in approach creates existential vulnerability. If electric adoption rates, charging infrastructure development, or battery technology improvements fail meeting projections, the stakes couldn't be higher for America's oldest luxury brand. There you have it, 15 car brands hemorrhaging value faster than most people realize. From Nissan's transmission nightmare to Cadillac's all-in-electric gamble, from Chevy's loyalty extinction to Jaguar's planned exit strategy, each one tells the same story. The brands that once commanded loyalty through marketing and markup are discovering that loyalty doesn't survive when the product fails or the value disappears. Quality matters now in ways it didn't before. Reputation, once damaged, takes decades to repair. And once consumers lose faith, discounting becomes a death spiral instead of a solution. The automotive industry is resetting. The old rules don't work anymore, and some of these brands? They won't make it to 2030. Tell me which one surprised you most in the comments. Because the next video coming is exposing what happens after these brands fail and which companies are positioned to dominate what comes next. Subscribe now because the automotive world is about to transform in ways nobody's prepared for.